Hey YouTubers, it's me, Lucas. Right now, I'm under quarantine, like I should have, cause I'm saving lives, well for everybody. Today, I'm here to talk to you the importance about autism and how to accept yourself with autism, including other people who accept you as autistic. Let's get started. Autism is a mental disorder that affects in 1 out of 88 children. 1 out of 88 children will be diagnosed with autism once in their lifetime, in which autism holds many different spectrums, also known as the autism spectrum disorder. A lot of times when people think of autism, they don't they think that autism is like you're dumb or that you're stupid or you're retarded, knowing that the word retarded is an ugly word to use on a person with autism than the word disabled. And I'm going to touch down on it. And I'm going to tell you the levels of autism. You got higher functioning autism, where when you're like me, when you are a higher functioning of autism, you get to socialize with people and also get to know more sense up here while building up your vocabulary. When you are around other people, as a person like myself with a higher functioning of autism, people don't ask that you're autistic. But if you tell them that they're autistic, it might be very embarrassing, but it's also a way for people to make fun of higher functioning of autistic people in a way that makes the person with higher functioning of autism feel bad. But a lot of times when you are a higher functioning of autism, other people around my age, and this is for an example, not for real, but for other people around my age, they tend to ask, oh, you don't look autistic, even though that you are. Because for people who are higher functioning of autism, they socialize a lot more. And people don't get to tell that you're autistic. And yes, autism for me, knowing I'm higher functioning of autism, the experience for me it's like a little bit challenging. Since growing up, due to the fact that I didn't even know any better at this time, and plus with a lot of pain from my childhood, I just say that to everybody out of not keeping things to myself at this time, that I keep on telling everybody that I have autism. One time I told this one kid that I have autism and he bullied me right off the spot, calling me retarded, hurting me, making me feel bad. Looking back, I should have known better not to tell people my personal life about autism. But yeah, I have a higher functioning of autism. And socializing for me back then was a little bit harder than it was now as a 21 going on 22-year-old. Hold up. Then you got the meticular form of autism, to where people could tell that you're autistic just by the certain words that was about to come out. It's the same thing with higher functioning of autism. Sometimes with people like me with higher functioning of autism, they tend to say something that come out blurry, that does not make no sense. And that's something that I dealt with coming from me. Same thing for the particular form of autism. Then you got the severe autism. The severely autistic kids, they're born nonverbal. They're born mute. Like they don't talk. They use an iPad just to communicate and to express themselves. Or they, a lot of times they wind up like going off. Like they wind up getting so angry they hit. And sometimes with severely autistic people, they talk slowly or in a way that was not expressive, or they talk like clearly and slowly. Then you got the Asperger's part, to where you like where Asperger's is a different form of autism that is so different. For me, growing up, due to all the stuff that I went through as a person with as a person living with the spectrum, you will see that it might be hard to like cope with the autism, to cope with the limiting and all the other stuff. As a person with autism, you might see a lot of different challenges coming your way. I was in so resentment that half of me don't even accept myself with autism, while the other half of me trying to accept myself with that diagnosis that I'm born with, that I was diagnosed with at a very earlier age, 9 months old. And now I'm just trying to accept myself as a person living within the spectrum, due to all the limiting that I've been getting from the school that I used to go to since growing up, and all the lies been throwing in your face left and right of so many different reasons, plus the intimidation. All that stuff made me even better. And some of you guys that are out there that's watching, I'm letting you guys know now, autistic people are not retarded. We are just different. We're more smarter than you, and we're more talented than you. And yes, when you're autistic, you hold a lot of talents. My talent is drawing, and I draw better flags from countries, including flags from ethnic groups of people, such as Romani, and Yazidis, and Assyrian, but also flags from different countries. And yes, we get obsessed time by time by time. But for some of you guys that don't know what autism is, autistic people are not retarded. They are different. We think slow. We think differently than other people. Our norms is different than your norms. We learn slow. And also, you guys have no right to bully us as a community, because you don't know that you have a kid that might be diagnosed with that spectrum. And for parents, you need to tell your kids and to talk to them about special needs and about autism awareness and about autism, about autistic people. Because too many kids nowadays, they get bullied for being autistic by other kids. And I know that kids sometimes could be mean. Doesn't matter what time they are. But you need to talk to your parents, you need to talk to your kids about autism. Because when you're autistic, you're not dumb, you're not stupid, you're not retarded. You're not. And you're not disabled. You just think differently, and you are differently than other people. Some people with autism are good at math, good at reading, good at drawing, good at acting, singing, rapping. When you're autistic, you get to do everything you want to do as long as you put your mind to it. And that's something that my mom told me. But for some of you guys that have been in my situation of sometimes not accepting yourself with autism, but having your mom to encouraging you, this is a time that you're not alone. I'm in your situation with the foster care system and the special education school system and the trauma and the abandonment and not accepting yourself with autism, for some of you guys that are watching, I'm just letting you know now, you're not alone. I've been in your situation just like you've been in my situation. But for parents out there, you need to talk to your kids about autism, about the different types of autism, the different spectrums of autism, so your kids can know, rather they analyze or see a person who learns slowly or who thinks differently than average thinkers, who also get to put their mind on everything that they want to do, as long as they put their mind into it. You know, you're like, if you're a higher functioning of autism, you get to do everything you want to do as long as you put your mind to it. Because too many kids are being bullied nowadays because of the diagnosis, and too many discriminations happen based on you living with autism. And this is the lesson that I had to point across. That autistic people are smarter, we're more intelligent, we're vibrant, we're stronger than ever. And we as a community, we need to teach the younger generation of autistic people about ways to cope with your autism, ways to socialize. We as the older people, we need to be an example to the younger people. Let us be role models to them. We need to do it because so many autistic people have been in my situation, and we need to do it better. Been in our situation and do it better with the bullying that comes with it. We as a community, we need to educate other people who doesn't have autism, just to educate them about the diagnosis and the different spectrums. Doesn't matter that you're living at home with your parents, or you're living in the system, or you've been adopted, or you live with different family members. It doesn't matter. We as the autistic community, we need to educate people on the importance that autistic people are smarter, more intelligent, more talented, more gifted. Educate people about autism, like especially kids who doesn't have autism. Educate them with autism. And for the younger kids with autism, we need to be the example to show on our children, just to tell our children that even though that you've gone through some stuff because you're autistic, it's a challenge. But we need to get through this together as a community, as one whole community. When you're autistic, you're not dumb, you're not stupid, you're not retarded. And the word disabled is more triggering for a person with special needs, with a person with autism, in many different ways and many different reasons. This goes out to Autism Awareness Month that starts in April 1st and ends on April 30th. And I'm just letting you know, I'm not offending you guys, but you guys, we need to stand up as a community. We need to teach the younger generation about the challenges that we have faced, and then tell those challenges to the younger generation. And also to educate people who doesn't know about autism, who wind up knowing to have autism. Like, not knowing that, don't even know what autism is, but have like a friend that have autism, have a relative with autism, whatever. Just telling you. So I'm going to let you go now. Bye.